What's happening, Leafs Nation? Welcome to the new and improved video blog for yours truly. With the miracle of modern technology, it will now feature, among other things, outstanding visual effects, top-notch video editing, production values, and all the sexy sizzle that Hollywood can give you. Special guest stars. And me, that dancing hamster. But, of course, tonight is all about the last game of the regular season. 5-2 win over Ottawa. Beat them. That's all that counts, right? Right. Well, of course, if we'd lost and Phoenix win would give us a shot at the number one pick overall in the draft lottery. But, hey, at least they won it. Boy, Devereaux got the hat trick. That was awesome. And basically a great way for me to spend my first Saturday night down in the man cave by myself. The better half was out shopping. Anyways, so of course we got to do a recap of the regular season. So let's start where you have to start building your team, and that is in net. Wow. Well, this year really showed us just how badly we need Vesatoskala to play at his best. Holy jumping. I don't know if he was injured all year long, but man, he just was not himself. Curtis Joseph, backup, obviously. Martin Gerber, don't get me started on Martin Gerber, okay? 3 years watching that man, I know what he can do, and what he can do isn't very much. Justin Pogge, well, seems to be doing all right with the Marlies. Whether or not he's going to be an NHL goalie, wow, that is still way, way, way up in the air. It's so up in the air you need binoculars to find it, okay? So, let's move out from there. From the net to the blue line. Let's go with the established guys. Pavel Kabina and Thomas Caberlet are obviously the two offensive forces for the defense. So, Caberlet had a terrible year. Just unbelievably bad. But then he also had some pretty bad injuries too. Well, not horrible injuries really, but enough to knock him off his stride, and he didn't really hit that groove, that 10-plus goals, 40 to 50 point defenseman that we're used to seeing. Although Kabina did step in, he was really good with the power play, although he did sputter the last month there. He showed that he could be the big hammer on the blue line, on the power play, and 5-on-5, and not be, McCabe-ish in his own end too often. I mean, he does have some gas, but none to the level old 24 used to give us. Go on to Jeff Finger. Of course, the contract is what everybody's going to talk about, but, well, that's what you're going to have to dish out for free agents these days, I guess, when you look at some of the other deals guys have gotten even before Jeff Finger. He was a stabilizing force on the blue line. Not the most impressive defenseman, obviously, but you know what? He did play well. He showed up and he played hard. Mike Van Ryan, when he played, he was good. Jonas Frogren, well, him, Strawman, Harrison, Aresvachik, obviously these more of utility players than anything else, but those guys actually did show up, did play some good minutes for us when given the opportunity. Strawman obviously had a very bad start to the year, which is why he was sent down to the minors. Hopefully he'll be back next season with a better showing. Move on to the younger guys. Ian White has blossomed, although I think it's probably his last year in the blue and white. He's a little too undersized for what Brian Burke likes, so sad to say I think he is gone, but the upside is he'll probably get us some pretty good value in return. And then, of course, number 2, Luke Schenn. Yet there are times when I have to remind myself he's only 19. He's that good, and he's going to get better. Curtis Joseph said it best 2 or 3 months ago in an interview with Mike Ulmer. Wait till this kid puts on about 15 pounds of muscle. Then he's going to be scary. And now on to the forwards. We had a big makeover with the forwards this year. It just... so many of the older guys gone, so many of these newer guys coming in. I mean, Mikhail Grabovski had such a horrible slump in the later stage of this season. Then he finally broke out of it. This guy got some of the sickest hands you've seen. I don't know how he makes some of the moves he does, and he has got a wicked wrist shot. He's settled down his attitude a little bit. That's always good. He's going to be a hell of a hockey player. Ponikarovsky, I don't know what they started putting in his Gatorade, but he finally started playing like the guy that they hoped he would. He's doing very well. Nikolai Kulemin has got one of the best wrist shots I've seen. It is insanely hard. Now somebody has to teach this guy how to hit the net. That's all. Get him to hit the net with that puck, and we're looking at a 25 to 30 goal score. Easy. Now, the other forwards that we have, guys like Nicholas Hagman was unfortunately injured for chunks of the season, still managed to get 20 goals out of him. He's definitely a keeper. This guy has really been rock solid for us. And you look at Matt Stajan. Matt Stajan, like Ian White, is a guy who's managed to raise his value, but unfortunately, it's probably not going to be with the Leafs down the road. He might even go this summer. I'd say if he does, it's probably going to be a draft day kind of deal. But that's the way it works with Brian Burke and the type of players that he wants on his team. Okay, now we move down to the other guys. Of course, you have John Mitchell, for example, who has just really come out of nowhere and shown himself to be a very, very good third, fourth line center. That's great. And then, of course, we have the young pickups, with guys like Chris Hansen, who's got the size. He's got a decent set of wheels. Haven't seen enough of him to really make a good judgment on what he's going to bring. But again, big guy. He's got skill. That's always important. So, in that sense, things are good. Unfortunately, you're really lacking that big, put the team over the top kind of star. And that's what I'm hoping for with this draft, is that if there are players that Burke wants to move this summer, he makes a move draft day, he gets into that top 5, and he lands a genuine superstar franchise forward. That's what they need more than anything else right now. And hopefully they can land them. There are some terrific guys out there. Evander Kane, Braden Shen obviously come to mind. These are the names that you want to see wearing a Leafs jersey on draft day. Brian Burke, make it happen, dude. That's all. So, well, what am I going to vlog about for the next couple of months? Well, there are the Stanley Cup playoffs that I could yak about. Might as well do that. There's always draft speculation. That's a lot of fun. And then we have the summer with free agency. Hey, did you know that the Toronto Maple Leafs may have the most money available to spend on free agents this summer? With a couple of moves, Brian Burke could have around $25 million free in cap room this summer. Yeah, think about that. Toronto could be a player and actually could land some decent free agents if Burke wants him to. Or he could wait till next summer when the cap drops and guys like, Ilya Kovalchuk become an unrestricted free agent and nobody's got the money or the cap room to get him. Think about that one, Leafs Nation. That's my question to you. Do you want Burke making the move on the free agent this summer or next summer? I will see you when I see you.